Today we're going to make this place like Fort Knox. As of next week, we move into our Artisan HQ and this becomes our official business address, which means everyone online is going to know where this place is. And for me, it's so important that we protect our staff and our possessions. Recently, we got broken into. If you haven't seen it already, I'll leave a link to that video above. Immediately after the break-in, I installed these CCTV cameras, but they're really only a deterrent. It means I can watch someone burgle me, but it's not a proper intruder alarm system. And that's what we're doing today. You can see?
Yeah.
How's the journey?
It's fine.
The whole crew. Hi Mark, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Good. We meet again. So this is the system I've gone for. It's the Ajax system. And it's thanks to you guys, to be honest, because after the burglary video, tons of people left comments with recommendations for this system. And the guys from TMS reached out to me and offered to come and fit it for free. So we've got motion sensors, one of which has got a camera in. We've got loads of door protect sensors and a glass protect sensor. These are gonna detect impact against the doors and detect if the doors are open. We've got 3 sirens, we've got the hub, and we've got the keypad with a touch screen, which is a bougie extra that we decided to go for. And then we've got these, as well as the app and all of that crazy stuff. The question is, how does it all work? Well, let's have a look. So this is the Hub 2 Plus. This is basically the brain that's going to talk to all of the devices. And this is the only thing that actually needs a permanent power connection and a hardwired Ethernet connection. It does have 4G as well as a backup, but we want it to have a really good internet connection so that it can talk back to my phone and tell me when somebody's breaking in. So we're going to get this set up. I'm just going to run a patch cable over temporarily because the rack is not finished yet and the wall where the device is going to finally mount is not finished yet, so that at least we can get everything set up and paired. So the bracket's all fixed to the wall, and this is a tamper piece, which means if somebody tries to rip the whole thing off the wall, that will snap off and it will trigger the tamper alarm. Beautiful.
So that's now telling it's all live and ready, and it's talking to the cloud.
Awesome. So here we're fitting a full intruder alarm system, including door entry sensors, glass break sensors, PIRs, keypads, and a roller shutter door sensor. But the great thing about Ajax is that as installers, we can combine devices of all product categories. So not just intrusion protection, but video surveillance, fire and life safety, or comfort and automation. You can create a custom designed system tailored to suit the exact needs of each client and manage it all in a single interface. Ajax have released some new cameras which are using an amazing hybrid light technology. They combine infrared light and white light at night to give you a color image even at night, which is seriously impressive. And they make a bullet cam, a turret cam, and a mini cam. So you've got camera solutions for whatever your setup is, and they're really good at putting off intruders, which I could have done with a few months ago. Now, another really cool feature of these motion cams is when an alert is triggered, for example, motion, an intruder comes in, it takes 3 photos of what's going on and it instantly sends them to you to the app. So you can see exactly what's going on, what caused the alert, and more importantly, if there's an intruder, you've got photo evidence. So this is the sounder, and this is gonna alert anyone in the neighborhood if somebody does try and break in. So we're gonna get up and mount that on the wall outside. Okay, so what's all this about then, Mark?
So basically this is a door protect module. It's one half of the door protect module. And this is actually hardwired in to the back of there. And what that does is it connects to this sensor here. There's a magnet in here, which you can see here. So when this attaches to the door, when this goes up, it breaks the connection. And if it's alarmed, then the alarm will go off.
Amazing.
It can also act on the chime. You know, there's little sirens that we've got.
Yeah.
It can act as a door chime as well, so you know the door's going up. Great. When the alarm is not armed.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Here we're installing the roller shutter door sensor, and one of the things I love about the Ajax system is how scalable it is. You can easily add on extra products at a later date without having to change the previous install or products. For example, if we wanted to add more intrusion protection, if we wanted to add fire safety or other security or automation solutions, we can just purchase those products and add them to the existing system to beef up our security.
And then now you got your studio, the server room, office, warehouse. As well, down the line, you can add smart stuff to it, like light switches to it, so you can turn everything off on here.
Okay. Now, as an installer, obviously, we need good training and support for any products that we want to install, and Ajax have provided that through the Ajax Academy, which provides full training, and the Ajax Pro app, which allows you to install everything seamlessly for your customers. So this one here is actually going to listen out for broken glass, and if it hears the high pitch or frequency of breaking glass, it's going to set off the alarm, which is amazing. Now, one of the things that's cool about the Ajax system is that it uses radio frequency hopping. That means it regularly changes frequency within the band in order to make it very difficult for anyone to jam the signal. And it's constantly looking out for people trying to jam the system as well, and it will detect and monitor and send it to the security company if any jamming is detected. And that will get us pretty close. So obviously we're removing the old sirens that are out here, replacing them with the new Ajax wireless ones. These are pretty ancient, so I'm glad to get rid of these. This is where they still have a battery and they go into tamper. Oh wow, it's actually a fake one anyway. Look, it's just a dummy one. Look at that. There's literally nothing in there. Typical. First things first, a little bit of cleaning. It's never going to cover both anyway, so we might as well put it over this. That looks spot on. So we've put the cable for this in a bit of flexible conduit just to secure it up neatly. So what I'm going to do is just shoot this in so that it's fixed solidly back to the wall. Boom. Another concern that I did have was about battery life, because all of these devices have batteries in. So inside here is a little battery. Now, the great thing about these is the batteries last 5 to 7 years. So you're not going to need to change batteries regularly. And when eventually the battery life starts to get low, you'll get a notification well in advance when you need to change them. And they're not expensive. They're really cheap to just swap the batteries. So I'm going to arm this bad boy. Gives you 5 seconds to leave the building before all hell breaks loose. Okay, and now someone opens the door, gives them 5 seconds, and it goes off. Woo! It disarms really quick. It's very reactive, isn't it? Considering that it's wireless, it's amazing. So is there an option for key fobs as well? Yeah. So I think that's probably would be more useful for us than cards, to be honest. So since we've had this system installed, I've arranged for full monitoring so that if anything happens and I'm not contactable, or some of the other people who've got access to the system are not contactable, the police can be called or action can be taken on my behalf. And that's one of the great things about Ajax, is the integration that they have with all sorts of different monitoring platforms, and they can even create your own custom integration if you want to. They've got all of the things set up so that they can create that for you. Here's a little sneak preview into the studio. So I wanted to take you in here because I've been using the system for a couple of weeks now, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about how it all works with the app, adding users, etc., and just show you all of the functionality within the app. So one of the things that's really nice in the Ajax app is the control screen, where you can see all of your different zones. So here we've set the YouTube studio as its own zone, for example. The office area is another zone, the warehouse is another zone, and that enables us to arm and disarm individual zones separately if we want to. So for example, if I wanted to allow someone to come in and just use the studio, but I still wanted to keep the office and warehouse secure, I can just disarm these zones here within this segment. In the devices section here, we can see all of the different devices, where they're located, and if there are any alerts, we can see those. And then we can go in room by room and see any alerts within the individual rooms. So for example, in the YouTube studio, I can see here on the device that the lid is actually open. I think I just didn't click it closed properly when I was showing you the batteries. So I've got all that kind of detailed level. And then in here in the notification section, I can actually see who has armed and disarmed the system, and I can see if the alarm's gone off. I can see any kind of alerts that have been happening on the system, so I know exactly what's going on, who's doing what, and if the alarm goes off, trust me, I'll know about it. Now what you really want to know is what happens when somebody tries to break in. Let me show you. So the hallway is armed. Let's see if Tom can break in. Ooh. Break-in detected. Well, thanks to Ajax, we've got this place secured to the hilt, and I can sleep sounder knowing that nobody can break into this place without a very loud noise. Thanks to Ajax for sponsoring this video, and if you want to find out more about their products, become an installer or buy their products, there'll be a link below where you can find out more.